Hi, you guys. So happy to be back in front of you. This time we're going to be talking about the B word, boundaries. Just for a few short minutes, we're going to have a heart-to-heart about who boundaries are for, their impact, how to set them, how to navigate the aftermath of their implementation, which is probably the most difficult part of the process. So one, who are they for? Boundaries are for you. They're not for other people. You have to be selfish in a sense about your boundaries. I want to remind you of this because when we do implement and share a new boundary, we usually get a lot of backlash. And this leaves me, feeling guilty. And that guilt is you taking on the emotions of the person who heard it, who didn't like it. And not liking something means what? It means that there's a new way of interacting with you that they didn't have to interact with before. And that means change. And we don't like change, right? Well, maybe we do now, or we'll learn how to, but they definitely didn't. If you wonder why I keep looking over, there's a window here and people are just riding by on their bicycles. So two, or lack thereof, impact, how they impact how you show up in the world, and they speak to a lot of things. They speak to your character, your self-esteem, and your confidence mainly. And when you don't have boundaries, and it's very clear if you are a person who does not have boundaries, you're perceived as someone with questionable character or has low self-esteem or isn't confident. And how do you want to be perceived, right? Not like that. Three, how do you set energetic and emotional boundaries both with yourself and with others? Energetic boundaries refers to either what's draining or what's energizing to you. And emotional boundaries refer to what you choose to feel into or what you don't choose to feel into. Energetically, if you feel a person or situation is draining you of your life force, create space, either verbally or physically. Emotionally, don't let yourself take on the responsibility, assume the ownership for another person's reactions or feelings, because all you have to do is listen without embodying. Fourth and lastly, how do we navigate the effects of our newly laid boundaries? Remembering that change is hard for everyone, keeping that in the forefront of our minds. And like other forms of self-mastery, remember that change is a skill to be mastered. Learning to lean into change as a positive driving force is a muscle that needs strengthening. No one likes it when you switch up the way they're used to interacting with you. The things they're used to being able to say to you, the way they're used to being able to act around you or think about you, even in their own head. Show them grace. And remember that having self-respect isn't a personality flaw. It's not. You need to use I statements instead of you statements, and begin statements or things that you want to say with I feel. And when you come at your boundaries as a place from I feel, they can't tear that apart. It will diminish the blow or the hit to their ego that they're going to feel internally once you set that boundary. They're not on the same journey as you. Please remember that. So interact with them accordingly. There you go. 4 ways to reshape your relationship with boundaries, because it is a relationship. And I hope they serve you, and I hope they guide you on your sovereignty journey. And I will definitely see you next time. I love you guys. Stay conscious.